Yo, what's up, dudes and dudettes? This is a book called Divergent by Veronica Roth. I think she's like about 24, 25. She's like maybe a year or two older than me. Where is it? Ta-da! This is the book. Yay! So the book starts off with this 16-year-old girl named Tris. She lives in a dystopian Chicago, which is basically divided between 5 different factions, and you've got Dauntless the Brave, Erudite the Smart and Logical in the Pursuit of Knowledge and all that shit. And then you've got Amity, which is peace, and then you've got Candor, which is honesty, and then the final one, Abnegation, which is the faction that Tris belongs to, which is selflessness. That's their main value, and they're the one that actually govern the city and run it from day to day. So the whole thing kicks off when 16-year-old Tris has to go through an aptitude test, which basically determines which faction is more suited for you. So let's say you get fucking Erudite, and then you can choose to go there or you can stay in your own faction. Needless to say that she chooses to go over to Dauntless and leaves her family behind. And this is where the initiation program starts. So each faction has an initiation program which they have to go through, and this is what I would call the training chunk of the book, which is basically the biggest part of the book, is basically her training. Here's where all the characters are introduced. I felt that most of the characters are very genuine and the relationships with each other seem very real. The only thing that I didn't like in this aspect is the love relationship. I didn't think it was that good, to be honest. That's just me. What I liked about this book as well is it shows you the difficulties of leaving home at such a young age. And you know, just being thrown in a completely new environment and how that can take a toll on you. I think that's, you know, something that is worth talking about, and it's a theme in this book. I thought the pacing of the book is really good. It's really fast. It's very interesting to read. It intrigues you. You want to know what happens, and I'm definitely I definitely want to read the next one. And what I didn't like about this book, I didn't like the fact that there's a lot of questions that went unanswered in this book. Like, for instance, you don't know why these factions or how they got created. You don't know why there's a wall around the city and who lives there and what's really going on in the outer world. The other thing is that there's a lot of you know, examples, or I don't know, what do you call it, like moral examples, but they all seem vague and not really defined, so you can't really take anything out of it. The antagonists in this book as well seemed very cardboardish, and they didn't seem, you know, very real. It was like really cliche, and that is like the biggest disappointment in the book. Otherwise the book would have been like awesome. But overall I really enjoyed reading this book, and you know, if you want to read an action, you know, young adult fiction book which is fast-paced, I recommend that you read this book. I really enjoyed it. Peace.